What's going on, Dolphins fans? It's Connor from the Dolphins Dive, and we're going to be breaking down the Dolphins' first win of the season, starting 1-0. It's just going to be a little game recap. This is going to be off the cuff. I'm going to have a more in-depth breakdown, hopefully in the middle of the week. Watch the film, try and clip up some specifics. But for this video, I'm just going to shoot off the cuff. Obviously, we're feeling good. We're going to have a victory Monday tomorrow, starting 1-0 against the Patriots. Very happy with the result, but there could have been a lot better. So, just off the jump, the defense is as good as we expected, man. Like, the Patriots had one drive all game. That was their opening drive was good. They had two solid drives. The opening drive obviously ended in a pick because he kept trying to test fucking X, man. Like, what are we doing, pal? You think Devontae's going to get open on X? So, the defense was lights out. They produced yet another touchdown. They're probably the best in terms of defensive touchdowns. Like, it's been consistent for the past 3 years, man. So, and the good thing is too is this isn't defense that's starting slow. Although last year we beat the Patriots week 1 and then went on our slump. So let's hope that this continues. But the defense is looking as exciting as ever. Some big bright spots on the defense for sure was Kader Kohu, the UDFA. He was all around the field. He forced a fumble to help close out the game. I'm trying to think who else stood out a lot. Brandon Jones all over the field, doing well in coverage. Javon Holland did very well. Nick Needham got beat once, but I would say he had a pretty solid game. X was, aside from the pass interference, he was locked down all game. Yeah, very, very good performance. Christian Wilkins made a lot of plays. Zach Sealer made some plays. I'd say the D-line in general, they did their job. Not a lot of sacks, but Mac Jones is the kind of guy to get the ball out quick. There wasn't a lot of opportunity to. But I would say the key players on defense for sure, Brandon Jones, Kader Kohu, were my top guys. And X. X helped with that pick and didn't hear his name all game aside from the DPI. So very happy and pleased with the defense. This is a defense that I think is top of the league in terms of, like, they can hang with anyone. They'll be sturdy enough to, like, hold us up in the playoffs. Now to the offense. I'll say, the offense was all right. Disappointed, though. I was expecting a little more, but it's also week 1. We're not like the Colts who might lose to the Texans right now. Like, we won our game. We weren't ever in doubt. So you got to take the dubs when you can. I was just hoping for a little more. Tua went 23 of 33, 270 and a tud. Like, that's a great stat line. But a lot of meat left on the bone, some questionable decision-making. He threw probably one, maybe, like, almost pick. At the end of the game, instead of running for it and just sliding, he made a bad throw, which was underthrown. I think the opening pass to Waddle, where everyone's trying to meme him, it looks like it might have got tipped. I'm not positive, but if it wasn't tipped, then that's also a very bad throw on his end. But we're nitpicking. Like, we're criticizing I'm criticizing his performance, but he still had a solid game. Like, so if that's a bad game for Tua, what's a good game look like? That's where some of the optimism is. I'm hoping he continues to get better and develop through the year. If that's the kind of performance we're going to get week in, week out, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't sell me. But like I said, I expect better from him. I'm sure he expects better from himself. And if that's the case, he's going to be a QB1. In terms of the run game was pretty disappointing. But I think McDaniel's the kind of guy, and this is a Lincoln Riley quote I heard in the offseason. It's like, being a balanced offense doesn't mean running the ball 50% of the times and passing the ball 50% of the times. It's being able to do whatever you need to do in order to take advantage of the matchups. And the Patriots played a very strong front, a lot of 3-down linemen with the outside backers on the edge. So, like, it wasn't a very optimal front to run the ball on. That's why I think they passed the ball as much as they did. So that's why I perceive the running game to not. So, like, if you face a team that wants to sit in nickel and play a light box, then we'll run the ball down your throat. But this was a defense that was keen in on stopping the run, so that's why we chose to pass the ball as much as we did. That's how I perceive it. I hope that's how it is, because the run game was certainly underwhelming. But like a lot of the motioning to help just eye candy for the defense to try and process, I think it's going to be successful, like I said, but when they need it. If we're going to face a team that's going to play 3-4, there's no point in trying to run for 2.5 yards a carry when we can pass it, because we're a capable passing team. But Edmonds looked great. He had that one really like he was good in the run game and the pass game, as was Mostert. Both guys showed off their skill set for sure. So I'm very pleased with our backs. In terms of our receivers, Tyreek Hill being Tyreek Hill, he made that tremendous catch. 8 catches, 94 yards, very solid stat line. And there was some more meat left on the bone. I'm sure you guys saw on the playback. By the way, that announcer fucking sucked. He was like shitting on Tua and then like praising Mac Jones when Mac Jones is literally doing worse. But don't get me started. But there was an instance on they did the fake pitch and then Tua came to the other side and checked it down to Gesicki, and Tyreek Hill was running wide open on a crosser. Probably would have been a touchdown. Now, with that said, we don't know what the progression is. It might be fake the toss, you immediately check Gesicki, and there was a man into his face. So it's very fine decision making, and it's not necessarily on Tua. If Tua's first reading the progression was Tyreek, then that is on Tua. But we don't know that. And to act like, oh, Tua's got to look downfield, like, no, he's got to go through his progressions as they're schemed up. It's all within the scheme. So that's where the announcers are just pissing me off. But Tyreek Hill is going to be such a huge impact, and we saw that today. Jalen Waddle, 4 catches, 69 yards, nice, and 1 touchdown. And that was on limited snaps, especially in the first half. You didn't see him on the field all that often. I think by design, just because he's coming off an injury. But fourth and 8 right before halftime. Mike McDaniel, big balls, goes for it. Tua throws a dime to Waddle, and he splits the safeties and cribs it just to show how lethal that speed is. And then Edmonds, like I said, was very good out the backfield receiving. And some other, no one else was really made noise. Mike Gesicki's very quiet, kind of as we expected. Tua just missed Alec Ingold on that wheel route. That would have been a dot if it got completed, but it didn't. But overall, we took a dub. You can't complain, especially in the division against a good Patriots defense. Bill Belichick is nothing to ever snuff at. So a dub's a dub. You take them when you can. Hope to see the offense be better. Very pleased with the defense. Comment down below what you thought of the game. Were you happy? And just your thoughts in general. And then, like I said, next video should be hopefully an in-depth breakdown of the game. I'm not fully sure how I'm going to fully structure these videos. I think I plan on doing 3 a week. So the game recap, in-depth breakdown, and then the preview. So hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, I'll catch y'all.